Hello and welcome to FinLit Top 10s. Today we explore Sahil Bloom's The 5 Types of Wealth, a guide to building a rich life across 5 pillars: time, social, mental, physical, and financial. Rather than chasing money alone, Bloom shows how tools like the energy calendar, relationship map, and a simple wealth score help you design your days with purpose. Join us as we count down the top 10 takeaways to balance what matters most and define enough on your own terms. Kicking off our countdown at number 10, ask better questions. Sahil Bloom reminds us that true wealth doesn't come from collecting answers, but from asking the right questions. Too often, we chase society's default definitions of success: more money, a bigger house, or a shinier job title, without pausing to consider if those goals are really ours. Bloom flips the script. Instead of asking, "How do I get rich?" he challenges us to ask, "What does a rich life actually look like for me?" By reframing the conversation, we gain clarity about what matters most, whether that's flexibility with our time, deeper relationships, or financial security that enables peace of mind. This process turns vague ambitions into intentional choices. It also reduces the trap of comparison, freeing us from measuring our lives against someone else's highlight reel. The key, Bloom emphasizes, is curiosity, being willing to probe beneath the surface of your habits, routines, and ambitions. When you start with better questions, you don't just accumulate wealth in one domain. You align all 5 forms of wealth with your values, and that alignment is what transforms success from an external label into an internal reality. Moving down the list to number 9, the seasonality of wealth. Wealth is not a fixed destination. It evolves with the seasons of our lives. Sahil Bloom explains that what we value most at 20 will not be the same as what we need at 40 or 60. Early adulthood may center on building financial wealth and professional stability, while later decades often emphasize time freedom, health, or the depth of social connections. Recognizing this natural shift prevents us from clinging to outdated goals. Instead of seeing priorities change as failure, we can embrace them as a sign of growth. For example, a young professional may spend long hours investing in career success, while a parent might prioritize social wealth through family and community. In retirement, time and physical wealth often move to the forefront, allowing people to savor freedom and vitality. This principle also relieves pressure. You don't have to optimize every type of wealth at once. Instead, you can give yourself permission to focus on what matters most in the present season. By doing so, you live in harmony with life's rhythms, knowing that balance across all 5 forms of wealth is achieved not in a single moment, but over a lifetime. Coming in at number 8, the Life Razor. The Life Razor is Sahil Bloom's elegant way of cutting through decision fatigue. At its core, it's a one-sentence principle that serves as your compass. For example, "I am the type of person who always makes time to coach my son's team." When written clearly, this razor simplifies choices by reminding you who you are and what you stand for. In a world full of distractions and endless options, the Life Razor acts as a filter. Every decision, big or small, can be measured against it. Does this action align with my principle, or does it pull me away? By setting this rule in advance, you free yourself from constant second-guessing. This tool also builds identity-based habits. Instead of chasing goals that may shift or fade, you anchor your life around values that endure. Over time, small, consistent actions aligned with your Life Razor compound into a rich, coherent story of who you are. Bloom's message is clear. Define your guiding sentence and let it shave away the noise. It's not about adding more to your plate, but about living with sharper clarity and less regret. At lucky number 7, the wealth score. One of Sahil Bloom's most practical tools is the wealth score, a simple quiz that helps you assess how balanced your life really is across the 5 types of wealth. Too often, we overinvest in one area, like financial growth, while ignoring others that matter just as much. The wealth score acts like a mirror, showing you where you're thriving and where you may be falling behind. This clarity is powerful. Instead of vaguely feeling off, you get tangible insight into which areas need attention. Maybe your finances are strong, but your physical wealth, your health and energy, has been neglected. Or perhaps your social wealth is flourishing, but you lack control over your time. The beauty of the wealth score is that it transforms an abstract concept into something measurable. And once you can measure it, you can manage it. Bloom emphasizes that progress starts by identifying your weakest link and taking small steps to strengthen it. Think of it as a dashboard for your life, not to judge yourself, but to guide you. With the wealth score, balance stops being guesswork and starts becoming an intentional practice. Crossing the halfway mark at number 6, financial wealth. When most people think of wealth, money is the first thing that comes to mind. But Sahil Bloom reminds us that financial wealth is only one part of the picture, and its greatest danger lies in endless accumulation. Chasing more for the sake of more often leaves people unfulfilled, even when they've achieved what once seemed impossible. Instead, Bloom motivates us to define what is enough on our own terms. What amount of money invested wisely allows you to live with peace, freedom, and purpose? This shift in perspective turns finances into a tool that supports life, rather than a master that dictates it. By setting a clear definition of enough, you guard against lifestyle creep and constant comparison. Financial wealth then becomes a foundation for your other forms of wealth, funding time freedom, sustaining your health, and enabling deeper social connections. Bloom's lesson is not to dismiss money, but to put it in its rightful place. True financial wealth is measured not by the number in your account, but by the degree to which your money serves the life you want to create. At number 5, right in the middle of our list, physical wealth. Health is often overlooked until it's gone. Yet Sahil Bloom argues that physical wealth is one of the most crucial assets we can build. Without energy, strength, and vitality, it becomes nearly impossible to enjoy the freedom offered by time, social bonds, or financial security. The good news is that physical wealth doesn't require extreme regimens or perfection. Bloom likens it to a video game where Level 1 is as simple as moving for 30 minutes each day. By stacking small, consistent habits, regular exercise, nourishing meals, quality sleep, you create a body that sustains you through every season of life. Importantly, Bloom reframes health as an investment rather than an afterthought. Every workout, every walk, every healthy choice compounds over time, just like financial savings. And the return is priceless. Vitality, resilience, and a greater capacity to show up fully in every other area of wealth. Physical wealth is not about chasing peak performance or aesthetics. It's about creating a foundation of energy and well-being that empowers you to pursue purpose, relationships, and freedom without being held back by preventable limitations. Stepping into number 4, we turn to mental wealth. Sahil Bloom describes mental wealth as the fuel that drives clarity, resilience, and purpose. It's about cultivating a strong inner life, staying curious, carving out time for reflection, and ensuring your mind isn't constantly on autopilot. Without it, we risk chasing goals blindly or burning out under the weight of stress. Bloom suggests simple but powerful daily rituals to strengthen mental wealth. One practice is journaling 3 things: a win, a stressor, and a gratitude. This exercise trains awareness, helping you recognize progress, acknowledge challenges, and savor joy in the present moment. Over time, it sharpens perspective and keeps you anchored. Mental wealth also thrives on curiosity. Seeking new knowledge, asking deeper questions, and engaging with diverse perspectives ensures that your growth doesn't stagnate. Pair this with intentional breaks, moments of quiet or reflection, and you create space for insights that endless busyness would otherwise bury. Ultimately, mental wealth is about designing a mind that works for you, not against you. With purpose, curiosity, and reflection, you create a steady compass that guides decisions and sustains balance across all other forms of wealth. Claiming the bronze at number 3, social wealth. According to Sahil Bloom, the true dividends of life come from relationships, not paychecks. Social wealth is about building and nurturing bonds, both deep and broad, that provide joy, support, and resilience. Research consistently shows that strong relationships are the best predictors of long-term happiness and health, often outweighing financial success. Bloom introduces the concept of relationship mapping as a practical tool. By intentionally listing the people in your life and reflecting on those connections, you see where to invest more energy and where certain ties may no longer serve you. This map becomes a strategy for cultivating meaningful connections rather than leaving them to chance. Social wealth compounds just like financial investments. Every conversation, every shared experience, every moment of kindness builds trust and depth over time. And in times of challenge, these relationships often provide the stability and comfort that money simply cannot. In Bloom's framework, social wealth reminds us that no one thrives alone. A life rich in connections is not only happier, but also more resilient, offering strength to pursue other forms of wealth with greater confidence and joy. Our runner-up at number 2, the energy calendar. Sahil Bloom highlights that not all time is created equal. What matters most is how our activities affect our energy. The energy calendar is a simple but transformative tool. It asks you to track which tasks recharge you and which ones drain you. By doing so, you can start designing your schedule around activities that generate energy rather than deplete it. This practice helps you see patterns you might otherwise overlook. Maybe certain meetings leave you energized, while others consistently sap your focus. Perhaps creative work in the morning fuels you, while late-night tasks grind you down. Once identified, you can prioritize high-energy activities and set boundaries around the draining ones. The energy calendar is powerful because energy, unlike time, can expand. When you deliberately cultivate energy-creating habits, you amplify your capacity to enjoy relationships, pursue goals, and sustain momentum across all areas of wealth. In Bloom's words, time wealth is unlocked by energy clarity. By learning what fuels you, you stop reacting to your calendar and instead take control, ensuring that your days reflect not just your obligations, but your vitality and joy. And finally, claiming the top spot at number 1, time wealth. Sahil Bloom argues that time is the most precious and finite form of wealth we will ever possess. Unlike money, relationships, or even health, once a moment passes, it can never be reclaimed. Time wealth means taking ownership of how and with whom you spend your days, ensuring your life reflects intention rather than reaction. Bloom emphasizes that time is the foundation that unlocks all other forms of wealth. Without it, energy drains, relationships weaken, and even financial gains lose meaning. By designing your schedule around what matters most, you reclaim autonomy and create space for deeper purpose. This doesn't require radical changes. It begins with small choices, saying no to commitments that don't serve you, carving out time for loved ones, or simply allowing room for rest and reflection. Each decision compounds into a life shaped by design, not default. In Bloom's words, mastering time wealth is the key to living richly. It's the ultimate currency, one that can't be earned back or stored away. Guard it fiercely, spend it wisely, and let it guide every other pursuit of wealth. Thank you for joining us on this journey through Sahil Bloom's The 5 Types of Wealth. These lessons remind us that true prosperity isn't found in a bank account alone. It's in the balance of time, energy, relationships, mental clarity, physical vitality, and money defined on your own terms. We hope this countdown has inspired you to reflect on which forms of wealth you've been nurturing and which may need more attention. Remember, a truly rich life is built not by accident, but by intentional choices made every day. If you found value in today's video, please subscribe to FinLit Top 10s for more thoughtful explorations of books that shape the way we think about money and life. Don't forget to like this video, share it with friends, and drop a comment below. Which type of wealth do you feel strongest in right now? And which one are you committed to improving? For more resources and detailed analysis, explore our channel and continue building your financial literacy journey. Until next time, keep learning, keep reflecting, and keep striving toward a richer, more intentional life. Cheers.